Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to today's video. I said yesterday that we'd have a look at the possibility in today's video of some warmer weather coming up at the end of July, the chance of some warmer, drier weather. Well, already that's looking like it being in some question this morning. But anyway, we're going to have a look at the next 8 to 10 days and a little bit beyond that to see what it looks like is going to happen. Now, anyway, before I get on with the video, I just want to talk about the advertising. There'll usually be a video ad overlaying my web videos at gazweathervids.com. Please play those video ads. I know you do, but keep playing them, keep seeing what they're all about, because you'll be supporting gazweathervids.com by doing that. So we're going to start off with the 500 millibar height anomaly charts, as we usually do for these particular videos. We've got the ECMWF on the left, the GFS on the right. We'll have a look at that in a moment. 500 millibars, 18,000 feet is an important area in the atmosphere, because that's the area in the atmosphere where we get high pressure and low pressure developing, and it's these areas of high pressure and low pressure areas moved around by the jet stream running above, but really give us our weather. Now on these charts we're looking at temperature at 500 millibars, 18,000 feet, and then we extrapolate those temperatures to where we're seeing high pressure and low pressure. So where we've got the above average temperatures, that's where we're probably seeing above average pressure at 500 millibars. Where we've got below average temperatures, indicated by the blue colours here, that's where we're seeing low pressure at 500 millibars, 18,000 feet. Now, for a long time, this over the last few weeks at least, the below average anomalies have been stuck around the British Isles, and they've been indicated by blue colours, of course, but below average temperatures indicating below average pressure. You can see that on the ECMWF model for the next 8 to 10 days, or in 8 to 10 days time, we've lost the blue colour, so we have lost the upper trough somewhat, but we're not really bringing in above average pressure. Now, yesterday, the ECMWF did want to bring in above average pressure from the Azores. We're not seeing it on this anomaly chart today. And the other thing that's different to yesterday is that these lines were all going to the north of the country, and that was indicating the jet stream was shifting off to the north. If you want fine weather in summer, you need to get the jet stream to go north. Now, the lines have opened out a bit compared to what we've got at the moment, what we've had recently, so that is indicating that the jet is easing off, but generally it's still over or to the south of the country. So this anomaly chart for 8 to 10 days time is not as good as the one we were seeing yesterday if you want warm, dry summer weather. The GFS is a bit better though. That it does have the above average pressure anomaly, above average temperature anomaly, anyway, down to the southwest of the country. So that's an area of high pressure building in from the Azores in towards France and southern parts of British Isles, and we've pushed those jet streams a bit further north. We're actually probably running the jet stream across the country, but the lines were opened out, so the jet is easing off here. So that's better than the ECMWF, but it's not perfect. To get a really perfect summer pattern, you need to get those lines further north than this, get them to the north of the country, and build a big upper ridge over the top of the country. So this is the jet stream, where the jet stream is at the moment and where it will be on Friday, actually running to the south of the country and usually strong. That's been the problem just recently. This is the jet stream forecast for 384 hours time, so this is going right out as far as the GFS goes, and now the jet stream has gone north, notice, by these yellow colours, and it's broken up quite a bit, so the jet is easing off and it's moving north. So the signal from the GFS certainly in the later part of the month is to move the jet stream north and ease it off. These are the ensembles from the GFS. What you really need to notice here is that the lines in the middle are a temperature, indicating temperature. The spikes at the bottom indicating precipitation. Now, we've got a lot of precipitation to come in the next few days, and the lines are below average. Average is where the red line is, actually. So if the lines are below that, then temperatures are below average. So yes, we've got a cool wet period coming up, as we have had for the last few weeks, but then notice that these lines begin to push off to above the red line, so we are seeing that the lines are beginning to come up above average once we get beyond around the 18th or 19th of July. So this is taking us into the last 10 days of the month. Now, not every line goes above average. There's quite a lot of scatter here, but it is a signal that we do have the prospect in the last 10 days, at least from the GFS model, of lifting the temperatures above average. Temperature anomalies for next week obviously are going to be below average, indicated by these blue colours. Look how cool it is over France and into the Low Countries. Very, very cool, well below average there. Some 6 to 8 degrees below average across some parts of France. We've not got quite such a deep anomaly, but even so, it is below average for the next week. You'd expect that because any rising temperature is going to come in the last 10 days, I think, of the month. Precipitation anomalies for next week, above average precipitation here for the south, not quite so bad further north. So just having a quick look through the GFS and other model charts over the next 8 to 10 days. And this is the situation in 8 days time, Tuesday the 17th of July. High pressure is trying to ridge in here. This is the Azores high. This is what we need to bring us summer. It is trying to ridge in, but this is still quite a cool mixed chart really. We'll be bringing showers down across the country. 10 days time, Friday the 20th. Well, we've got a north-south split going on here. High pressure is ridging to the south, low pressure is to the north, and it's still not that warm really. But beyond this, the model does want to build up that high pressure from the southwest. The ECMWF for 8 days time, and again we've got a ridge of high pressure down to the south, low pressure up to the northwest. But look what happens as we get beyond that to Wednesday the 18th of July. We bring in another area of low pressure, flatten that ridge off, so this turns it unsettled again next week, and very unsettled actually by Thursday the 19th. We've got quite a deep area of low pressure there to the north of the country. That'll be bringing showers along spells of rain. It will be cool as well, and that unsettled weather stays with us into the 20th, 10 days time, trying to ridge a bit of the high pressure in again from west, but that's very tentative. I think low pressure is still in control. So the ECM definitely not as good as the GFS this morning if you're looking for fine weather. The Canadian model, again, we've got the ridge in the south there at the start of next week, but going further out into next week, low pressure increasingly comes in off the Atlantic, so it turns very unsettled again by the middle of next week with showers along spells of rain. Quite cool as well. And even out to 10 days time, that high pressure is trying to reach to the south, but it looks like the next area of low pressure will be coming in from the Atlantic, and we've still got a big Greenland high, actually still got a lot of northern blocking on this chart to the north of the country. Now this is finally what the GFS wants to show us for 384 hours away, Thursday the 26th of July. This is as far as the GFS goes, and yes, we've got quite a nice ridge there across the south, so that will be bringing some warm and dry weather, although even then low pressure is still perilously close to the north and the northwest. These isobars are tightly packed to the north. I don't think this ridge would last too long. It would be quite transient, I should say. So I think what we're looking at is that next week we will get a day or two of better weather early on in the week, warmer and drier. Then it probably turns very unsettled again midweek, and then after that it may try to settle down again in the final 10 days. Now whether this comes off or not, I'm not at all certain. The bowls aren't going for it as much as they were yesterday. We'll keep an eye on it, but this summer I think really you do have to question a settled weather, particularly if it's beyond the 8 to 10 day period, because it's such an unsettled summer that as soon as those ridges try to build, the next low pressure is never that far away. I'll keep an eye on it for you. It may settle down as we go towards the latter stages of July. But at least we should get a few days of slightly better weather next week. That's it for now. Thanks for watching the video. Bye for now.